Welcome back to Andertons TV. I'm joined today by Pete.
Hello.
And we are doing a desktop amp shootout.
Yes.
Possibly the most asked for video of all at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, an updated one because we've done some before.
Yes, we have the four best-selling desktop amps in Andertons at the moment. So we got a Positive Grid Spark, we've got the Boss Katana Air EX, THR30 from Yamaha, and the NUX Mighty Space. I want to address one thing that I repeatedly see in the comments section about why would you spend, £300 or whatever on a desktop amplifier when you can buy a conventional,
Katana,
louder, bigger, normal amplifier, okay? The desktop category is very much about achieving great tone and features at low volume.
Yeah.
Like...
Not money. We're not talking about the money here. We're talking about the function.
Yeah. Imagine... A great analogy here is imagine buying like a 5.1 surround sound system for your TV. You can spend a fortune on those to get epic stereo sound in a small space. You could 100% go and buy a 1,000-watt 1x15 powered PA speaker if you wanted to for less money.
One on each side as well.
But that wouldn't be appropriate for that
The application.
Use. All right,
exactly.
So forget... Yeah, absolutely. If you want a gigging amplifier, you want a bigger amplifier, whatever, you can go and buy bigger and cheaper amps than these, but they're designed to do a different thing. So that's my desktop kind of a little bit of info.
I think people switched off already, so they'll come with that anyway.
We're going to go in ascending price order. So we're going to start with the cheapest one, end up with the dearest one.
Is that the cheapest one?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
We're going to mainly just go through tones and a brief overview of the app. There are deep dive reviews of all of these amplifiers. Put them in the links below. Maybe they'll flash up there.
Or just type it in YouTube or Google. Come up.
We chose these four because they're the most popular ones. They're not the only ones. You can absolutely buy desktop amplifiers from Fender and Blackstar and Vox, and I'm sure there are other brands as well. They're just, in Andertons at least, not as popular. So, Positive Grid Spark. This is the big one. This is the Spark 40. It's part of a family of 3 Spark amplifiers. There's the Spark Mini, which is half the size, and there's the Spark Go, which is like a quarter of the size.
Yeah.
And they all, by and large, run off the same app. And it just, I suppose, the smaller you go, the quieter they are and more portable and all that kind of stuff.
Features.
So, the Spark has, even though it's the cheapest one, I think the most fully functioned app. In fairness, the Spark and the next one up, the NUX, are the 2 that have got the most featured apps, and then the dearest ones have the least featured apps.
Yeah, but that's...
So, you look at I'm using my phone, I could use an iPad or a phone or Android or whatever, and you'll see now, in fact, if I go to the All section, you'll see this kind of concept of loads and loads of pre-made up rigs with different amps and different pedals. Kind of different to the way Boss and Yamaha do it, where you're more just choosing a
more visual.
side.
It's more visual thing with those 2.
So if I'll just choose one at random here, this Silver Ship one, you'll kind of see, here's an amplifier. If you know your amplifiers, you'll recognize that this looks like a Roland Jazz Chorus. If I go across the top, you'll see a chain of pedals. Some of them are grayed out, some of them are lit up, and obviously that designates what's on and what's off. If I click on a particular pedal, you'll see here that it becomes on the full screen. If I swipe my finger up and down over any of the controls on here, you'll see that it adjusts it. Using the switch on and off, turns it on and off. It is so brilliantly laid out,
to do for people like
Spark.
us.
Yeah, so we're going to go through now, that's enough talking. We're just going to go through, you can see at the top here, they've divided the rigs into different musical genres. Pete and I had a little play around before, and we've just chosen our favourite rig from each genre. So this is called Dancing in the Room.
Oh!
I assume if it was on fire...
Somebody said, don't play it anymore, John Mayer. And I was like, absolutely, I will. And now you said it, I'll play it even more.
Good.
And I'll tell you what, before I do that, please like and subscribe, because you always forget that. So housekeeping rules. Please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll give away something every 10,000 new subscribers to somebody who's been subscribed forever. million, we give that away. There's more videos up there, all the links are down there, and you know, just ask some questions. And Alan, you're a legend. What a legend. Thanks for those.
Let's have a listen.
Let's have a listen. Here's a G chord. Hello. Yeah.
Do it.
I've always thought it has kind of low-endy sort of thing with
Do you
this
know
amp.
what? So we did the firmware updates on all of these just prior to doing the video.
Make sure you
And
do
I
that.
actually think they may have even addressed that because it doesn't sound as unnaturally boomy as it did when we did the first one.
Well.
Mics wise, we're just going to close mic each amplifier with 2 mics close up. They're all stereo, so it's absolutely worth if you've got some headphones or some stereo speakers, have a listen to that.
Yeah. We'll talk too much, Lee. That's what
Yes, so let's try your favourite one in the blues mode, which was this blues arc. Rock.
Rock?
I forget which one we said. I think we said Modern Stone was your
Yeah.
favourite.
Nice guitar as well, Sire.
Yeah, so again, that's a Sire S7 with an upgraded set of pickups in it. It's a Monty's, full Monty's HSS set. Everything here can be purchased from Andertons.
And you can have a Plex setup as well.
I totally can't remember. Which one was your favourite? Was it Iron Hammer?
The top one, yeah.
Top one.
I like an Iron Hammer, yeah.
Go
Like
on, then.
Thor, innit?
Go on, Eddie.
Go on.
As well, perhaps you can't see, but you've also got some bass and some acoustic options on here.
Have they all got that? I believe they all have got that.
I think they probably have.
Yeah.
So I wonder, actually, what was your favourite? Because I kind of feel like a little bit of extended playing. Do you want to just go to that blues one and maybe whilst you're playing, I'll just turn on and off pedals and people can see how it works.
I think there's a bit too much delay for me there on that one. So
well, that's easy to. Turn the drive on and off.
Tube driving. I would recommend with all of these, in my personal opinion, to just have a little fiddle around with the sounds. 100%. Always have a little fiddle.
The size of room that you're in, the guitar you're using.
Presets are not always the great thing.
They'll all benefit from a bit of a tweak. If we just quickly whiz through some of the options on here. So if I remember rightly, with all of these devices, you can stream music through your Spark. Use it as almost like a Bluetooth player.
That's another thing. It's good to have in your house to just use it as a Bluetooth player, you know.
Now, the Spark, again, if you're watching this thinking, oh, that sounds interesting, go and watch the deep dive because we go into the app a bit more, but there's all kinds of jam and tuition and backing track stuff. You can
AI backing, can play a chord.
Play like 3 chords and it works out a drum beat and a bass line to go with you. It's pretty clever, the Spark.
Yeah.
It's enormously popular in terms of just how many units the Andertons sell. It is the biggest selling one of the 4.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
The smaller ones, again, so this is about 250. Well, this actually, depending on different deals at different times of year, this will end up probably costing you somewhere between 250 and 300 pounds. Okay. The Spark, which is half the size, takes the price down to just sort of under 200 pound. And then the Go, which is a slightly different beast
quite
really
small,
to go
isn't it?
because it's like really
Yeah.
tiny.
It fits in your pocket,
Yeah,
literally.
the kind of thing you could put in a gig bag and just travel with.
Paul Gilbert actually plays, he's got one. You can have them think anyway.
The Go we sell thousands of, and it's about 120 quid.
Thousands?
Anyway, literally,
Wow.
it's crazy, especially at Christmas and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's good little things.
So that's the Spark. There are wireless foot controllers that you can buy for them.
Looper?
No looper. No looper.
See, that is one of my things, that looper.
Well-
and I think the only one that's got, has it not got a looper?
No, it's got no looper.
But it's got all of these jam tracks and all that functionality instead.
Got no effects loop or anything like that. So if you wanted to loop, it's just a question of you'd have to buy a looper pedal, use it in the front, and away you go. Obviously,
Wireless?
headphone socket. Yes, it's wireless. Well,
Okay.
so wireless
But
for
not
streaming
wireless for your
music.
guitar.
No, that's another
see.
great shout. So that's a couple of these products come with wireless bugs. In fact, not even a couple. All three of the other ones are ready to go wireless.
Yeah, this one is not.
The NUX you would have to buy.
Hey, old-fashioned jack cable.
You know what though? So I said NUX, didn't I? I meant the positive grid.
Yeah.
You can buy wireless systems where essentially you get like two of these. NUX make an amazingly affordable one.
NUX.
NUX, sorry, you're totally right.
And here is one?
And yeah, and all you would do is one end would go in here, the other end would go in your guitar, and you can make your amp wireless.
Yeah, NUX, that's the one. That's what it's called.
Also, I don't know when this video is going out, but I do know there's some very exciting news if you have an amp like a Spark and you want to gig it. There's some very exciting news coming for an optional extra for that.
Is it? Oh, really?
Which are definitely out before the end of the year 2023. So if it's not out by the time this video goes live, stay tuned.
We might do it. Look at this little thing. Sorry, I just opened up that little wireless system. Look at that in here.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh,
Yeah.
it's charging it, Lee.
Yeah, I know, it's charging from within the case. Anyway, look.
Wow.
Let's jump on to the next one.
I'm putting that in my pocket.
I really like the Spark. I think that is a great little amp.
Perfect.
This is the NUX Mighty Space.
NUX.
Again,
NUX.
Why do I keep calling it NUX?
Well, that's what it is, it's because
but you're right, NUX. There are three versions of this in the family. This is the biggest one called the Mighty Space. There's then the Mighty...
There's an Air?
I can't remember. There's the Mighty Light and the Mighty
Mighty
Air.
Air.
You're right. The Space comes with, included in the price, the wireless transmitter. So we're just using the guitar cable just because we haven't got this charged up at the moment.
Yep.
But this is great. You leave it plugged in here, you leave the amplifier plugged in, and it'll charge this, and then you can just plug this into the guitar and it connects there.
It also comes with...
It also comes with, in fact, which we probably should use, you're right, it comes with a foot switch to enable, fanfare please, the looper.
Yes.
Pete's favourite feature, right?
Yeah.
Might as well plug this in.
I mean, either the looper, or you can use it to, you can plug another one in, and you can use that to change your presets.
Right.
Two things on the back here, which is incredible.
Right, so super highly featured. Anyway, we're using the app, the NUX Mighty Amp app, which again is the same app for all of the NUX Mighty range. You just get slightly more features with the bigger one in terms of how many effects you can run simultaneously and stuff like that. You can see here that it's not as visually intuitive perhaps as the app that comes with Spark. But what you're basically still seeing is a row of effects blocks across the middle here. Presets are above it. You can see as I'm changing those presets, it's changing the blocks below. If you hit any of these different blocks, you'll see a box underneath it that gives you the options to sort of change your what you want to use. Change, so you can see all my different amplifiers, blah blah blah. And then of course underneath that you've got the same kind of idea. You swipe up and down with your finger to change things. I probably didn't mention as well with the Spark and in fact with all these things. Once you've messed around with the app and got your perfect sound, you do assign all of these things just to the amp. Yeah. So you don't need that app in your hand every single time.
But it's very handy for the backing tracks, for the drums. Also, this has got drums built into it as well, which is another thing.
If we go along the bottom here, you'll see drums, you'll see the looper, you'll see jam tracks.
Yeah.
It's very cool. It's got a tuner built in. But I think just for the sake of going through some tones, I will just go through the presets, and I can do some quick EQ adjusting if you want, but these are all straight out the box. So preset number 1 is a jazz clean amp.
I mean, it's not offensive. It doesn't have that low end to it. That
you know what?
Like.
The Deluxe Reverb. I'm surprised they used Jazz Clean as the default kind of clean amp, because Deluxe Reverb was much nicer, which I can change.
And I remember fiddling around a little bit with it, and it's just it helps.
Right. Second preset is a Vox AC30 kind of vibe.
With a room inside in a room, isn't it? In it.
Now we get a bit more gainy with a JCM8.
Got that low end there.
Even heavier, dual rack. Mr. Z.
Mr. C. Oh, that's the one with the shimmer on it, remember? Yeah.
Oh, and the super reverb at the end here. Oh, big delay.
I think that's the reverb actually clanging in the background there.
So, again, these are just the presets. I'm not going to do preset number 7 because that's for an acoustic guitar. So, yeah, and again, I can adjust any of that kind of stuff. I think, Mr. Pete, would you just do something with drums and the looper just to sort of show what it does?
I can try.
The NUX, I think, is about $350, so it's about £100 more than the Spark, but of course you get the wireless with it and you get the looper with it, so it's probably better value as such maybe than the Spark. Spark feels like maybe it's got a little bit more in it in terms of, you know, like amps.
But it's some of that a little bit sort of what's it called, gimmicky. The thing with the
jammy bit is maybe a little bit,
You know, I feel like you have to play in a certain way, and it doesn't
both great sounding. Anyway,
absolutely.
So let's see what we can do with what sound.
Take the reverb off that. Just stay on this one, but take the reverb down. Put some bit of bass on it.
Let's just see if it is the reverb or the delay.
It'll be the reverb that's
playing.
Try
it now. Fine. That's.
And then give some more bass on the. Take the reverb down a bit.
Down, decay.
That's fine.
And you wanted a bit more bass.
Yeah, give us some more bass. I think you can add.
We have more bass.
I think you can add an EQ in it.
Can indeed.
Range, there you go. That's not on. Do the 6 band. See, already there, look. You need to hire me to do these because I'm good at presets. I just need Timberland boots. Okay, so let's see if we can do the loop.
Got a different sound now?
You can change my sound now.
I'm going to give you a distortion pedal.
Just put a pedal on it. super cool. Super. I mean, that I really like with the drums on it. The drums are not super great quality.
No.
I use those Yurt Rock drums, which is proper players.
Yeah.
And which you can note in. But this is great for just practicing and jamming out, man. On my bass.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, NUX, obviously the least well-known brand of the four, for sure. But I think if you just want out and out tons of stuff built in and fun and kind of still crazy good value, this is probably the standout of the four.
With the wireless,
you know, it's all that's the whole point. You choose. There isn't a bad one.
I know which one I would have.
Okay, let's try
all of them, of course.
Let's try the next one.
Yes.
Right. It's the daddy now of the desktop, or the mummy of the desktop kind of category. At least 10 years ago, the original THR came out.
Yeah.
This, however, is the Mark II series, so the current series. Comes in different sizes. This is the bigger one, the THR 30. There's a THR 10. The cheapest one is the THR 10 that's not wireless ready. So this is what's called wireless ready. So you don't get the little wireless bug included in the price, but if you buy the little wireless bug for your guitar, it's basically ready to go. So it will work without needing to have anything plugged in here. Spec will come up on screen now. As before, we're going to show you using the app here, so I better just start my
different colours
recording.
as well. I've seen they do like a white and a black one now as well, so I wanted to just paint
it
on purple.
They do an acoustic version as well. No, bass will work on this. Bass and keyboards. In fact, bass, keyboards and acoustic will all work on here, but there is a dedicated acoustic one.
It's a cool
if
thing.
that's
It
what
looks
you
cool
want.
as well. I like the lights. You can turn them on and off in the app.
Now, looking at the app here, it is the not least intuitive, because it's obvious what to do, but you can see now we don't have any sense that we've got pictures of guitar amplifiers or pictures of pedals or anything like that.
Drums and loopers or any of that stuff.
There's no drums, no looper with this. So the idea being is that I use, across the top here, I've got 3 types of tone. I've got modern tones, boutique tones, and classic tones. You'll notice again, actually this is the same on all of them. As I'm changing stuff, it's changing on the amplifier as well. And then I've got 5 styles of guitar sound: clean, crunch, lead, high gain, special, and then the 3 bass, acoustic, and flat. What I can do on the app, which I can't do on the amplifier without it, is change the cabinet. So you can see I've got different cabinet options
here. Makes a massive
here.
difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it will load in an appropriate different cabinet for each of these. And then if I scroll through the pages, you'll see I've got stuff for noise gate, effects, etc., etc. You can stream music into this. All of these will work as a standalone, you know, Bluetooth music player if you want. But I guess the main idea is to jam with it. So as we've got 15 different kinds of sounds to go through, I tell you what we'll do is I'll find Pete's favourite one from each, you know, essentially modern, boutique, or classic. So here's the first one: classic clean.
It sounds good. I like the sound.
Does sound good?
Sounds
Does
good.
sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is this one here? Classic
This is
crunch.
classic crunch.
Okay.
Observation.
Observation.
Here, it doesn't have the bass end that the first 2 have, and yet sometimes we sort of complain that the first ones have too much bass, but now I'm almost sort of going...
I don't mind it not having too much bass, to be honest.
It might be interesting how the mics maybe pick up a different vibe.
Maybe.
It doesn't sound as
not
fat
as,
to
but
me
I don't
or
like
as
the
big.
natural low end in it, which is like, I'm just going to put it in there because, you know, because.
No, I agree. Right, okay, so here we go. Right, classic lead.
Classic lead.
Perfectamundo.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we've got modern high gain.
Nice, I like it.
And
More low end than that.
then last one, let's see which is Pete's favourite. Boutique Special.
Am I wrong in saying that these amps in here are not sort of a recreation of other amps, where the other ones would use one that looks like a Martian and use one that looks like a...
Well, it's all...
you know, these all their own...
It's all modelling.
Yeah, but it doesn't say in here.
There's no, like, captures. I tell a lie, actually. The NUX will let you load IRs in, which is kind of freaky, isn't it?
Wow.
But I don't know about the positive grid one, actually.
No.
But this is modelling. I'm sure, yes, Yamaha...
It's their technology, isn't it?
Yamaha are definitely being slightly more sensitive to sort of not saying, oh, it's a Vox or a Marshall or whatever like that.
Rectifier.
Good. I mean, so far, I'm kind of feeling like...
Good sound in this.
That's its strength, isn't it? It's like, it does look cool.
Yeah.
I sort of feel they've paid a bit more attention to that sort of like, how do you make something fit into someone's home?
Yeah,
well,
non-offensive.
Yeah. Even down to the colour. I kind of feel like it does feel a bit disappointing feature-wise when you compare it to the NUX and
yes, but that's why I think, because if you're sitting at home on the sofa and you just want a little jam and you're sitting alone, kids are out, whatever, wife's out with the yoga, she just unplugs here, she plugs it in, and then she has got her presets on the top, or he has got his presets on the top, and then you just sit, you just want a noodle. You don't necessarily want all the stuff where you sit down in front of it and start your app and all
I mean,
that.
because of how long this has been out.
Tennis teacher.
We've all had a THR at some point. When I say we,
I've got one still. I like one. I
had a THR 30. I don't have it anymore. But yeah, look.
I love it. I really love mine.
So this is another... Actually, this isn't crazy. This is about 400 quid, but then it goes to kind of 500 quid if you buy the wireless
G10
doodah.
Yeah.
Again, you know, hopefully we captured all of the spec when we were sort of put that up on screen earlier. And again, there's bound to be a video of this this will be a while back now, but of Pete and I playing this. But there we go. Last one then is...
The newcomer.
The newcomer, yeah.
Let's do it.
Right, the last one. Okay, this is the newest one as well. So this is Katana Air EX. It has a baby brother called Katana Air, which is basically same app, same knobs and buttons, but quite a lot smaller.
Yeah, you can watch the video we did up
absolutely.
there.
In fact, it has a Uber baby brother, don't they? The Katana Mini is the
the little one,
like super small.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is the most expensive one. It does, however, come with the wireless transmitter, which we're not using for this video, but it does come with it. So actually, this isn't a dissimilar price to the Yamaha if you factor in that you have to buy this extra with the Yamaha. So spec of the Katana Air EX will appear on screen now. Actually, in the video that we do of this in isolation, we're actually predominantly using the line outs on the back. In this video, just to remind you, you are hearing everything from all four amplifiers with mics in the room. There's no line outs at all. It has the most simple of all the apps. Arguably the least amp models of all the amps that we've done today. But I think you'll probably hear that it's maybe the one that sounds the most like a guitar amplifier.
It's bigger as well, isn't it? It's bigger. It's got a wooden box here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a wooden box.
All we've got is 4 basic guitar sounds plus a sort of a slightly flatter acoustic bass type thing.
Yeah.
Again, if you look on the app here, you can see I'm on the page where you would adjust the guitar amp sounds. Then as I move across here, you can adjust the different types of effects that are in it. You can even mess around with the chain that your effects, order of your effects. In fairness, you can do that, I think, on all of them. Maybe not the Yamaha. You can definitely
not the Yamaha, but you can,
And the
the Yamaha doesn't have effects pedals in there. There's no
really,
pedals in it.
Well, it has chorus and reverb.
Yes,
and stuff
but
like
there's
that,
not like a pedal.
No.
It's like it's got that on and that's that, and you set it.
One of the things that's a bit more obvious on the app, actually, on the Boss app that I should have mentioned for the others, they all have their own way of sharing presets and storing more presets. So even though the amps themselves will be limited to how many presets you can store within the amplifier, as long as you use the app, you've got like almost like an unlimited amount.
And
you can share them and all that kind of stuff.
The
Boss Katana Air app also has this thing called Session, which is where you can import YouTube videos, watch the YouTube videos from within the app and loop out certain sections.
Slow it down
so,
and all that
so
stuff.
if you're trying to go, how do you do that solo?
So the lick is like this. You can slow it down.
That's twice as fast as I normally play.
Yeah, sorry.
So look, again, 4 sounds here. First is our clean sound. Here we go.
It's nice.
It's nice, and you know what, you absolutely could. You could do this with any of these, but I think perhaps Katana Air is maybe more aiming at that. You'd have your little pedal board. So imagine that rather than feeling like, you know, there's loads of effects built into it, I think you'd kind of feel almost like, yeah, I'd have my little pedals.
Or you can use the little Bluetooth they've got to switch the presets around, which it doesn't come with it, but you can buy it as a separate.
It's worth looking. There is another brand called X-Vive, I think, who do these generic little wireless MIDI pedals that you probably could use with any of these. Anyway, look, let's try the crunch setting.
Crunch setting, let's go. It's spiky, that one.
A little bit. Take the treble down a bit.
Do it. I think it sounds good, but I think it suffers from all of them suffers from the preset. Whoever makes the presets needs a little bit of a.
What can you do? You know, it's like Pete. So right with, and what doesn't matter whether you buy this device or multi effects or whatever.
It's getting better.
It's the same as if you bought a guitar amplifier and you plugged it in and you went, oh, that just sounds a bit bassy. You would just lean over and turn the bass down. But so it's exactly the same with presets. If anything, it's more important. I think.
They should get some players to do it. You know.
Yeah. Right. Lead sound.
Maybe they do. Or maybe it's the wrong
players.
Put the
treble back up. Fine. And then Eddie's favourite, brown sound.
This sounds great, man. I think it's the best sounding one of them, but I think out of the box, but I think you always tweak, man. Always tweak. Use the EQ in there. I mean, my 2 favorite is the NUX and this one, you know. But my number 1 is the NUX because it's got the looper with the little switch.
Yeah, look.
That's for me. That's such a cool feature.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I think there's something about each of them that appeals to me. But I suppose if I'm a bit brutally honest with you, it's almost like it's the look of the Yamaha I really like. But
we need to blindfold up, man, and do this video again and see which one is the favorite one that sounds best. Because now we're looking at it, you know, that looks great. This looks great. They all look great.
I definitely think the Yamaha and the Boss have got like a classy look to them that maybe justifies the price, and yet the NUX and the Positive Grid are the ones with the feature set that you want.
Yeah,
that's what we need. NUX or Positive Grid. You need to do like a £500 version of those that's just like super deluxe looking.
But I don't think that's the way to go with these. These have got that thing of somebody who wants something a bit more than just an amp. They want a practice tool. They want to have the looper. They want to have that thing where you can, you know, they're adding this with the new feature that you can do YouTube stuff on it. But I still think if you're a beginner and you practice a lot, this is what you want. If you're sitting at home noodling on a Saturday when the family is out, and you want something that doesn't offend anyone in your house, and you know.
Yeah. So I think that's actually not a bad roundup, that one. So if you got your Paul Reed Smith guitar or your Gibson Les Paul, your custom shop Strat,
in your office,
and you've got a little, you've got a couple of pedals. Maybe you're going here.
Yeah.
But actually, if you just want bucket loads of features, I I think the NUX, the looper thing, and the fact that it
with
even
the drums
comes
and
with the pedal and the loop.
And you just hit it, and the drums are in time and all that stuff.
I've been using the really small NUX at home, the Mighty Light, which has the drums in it and the backing tracks, but doesn't have the looper in it. And even just the drums, I'm playing over the drums and I'm loving it. And that's like 99 quid, isn't it? But look,
as I said, the drums are not the greatest sounding drums, but it's perfect
it's better than
for
a
what it
metronome.
needs. Absolutely, it's better than a drummer because at least it turns up on time.
And plays in time.
And plays in time.
And turns down when you ask it to.
Yeah.
Anyway, look. Right. What did you think? Are there any more? We're going to try and do a few of these shootouts in the run up to Christmas because I kind of know Christmas. That's probably the first time in 2023 I've said that word, because I know there's, you know, this will be the kind of product that as a guitar player you'll be going, oh, that would be
which
cool
one?
to have one of those. Which one shall I buy?
Yeah.
So hopefully this was helpful.
My favourites are these Timberlands.
Yes.
Alan, you're a legend.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you in another video soon. See you again.
Like and subscribe.